So I'm sure you don't want your underwear conversations going to the nation.
No, especially as we're live right now.
We're live.
Yes,
Oh,
great
God.
place to get it though.
We are live.
To be
We are
live.
live. We are live. We're just talking about certain things that, yes, we don't want live. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Goddesses of the Round Table. We are here today, one day away from International Women's Day. My name is Yvonne J. Douglas, the Starseed Alchemist. I'm here with the wonderful Jackie Booth.
Hi, everyone.
The gorgeous Judy from Mind Spa.
Greetings, everybody.
The fabulous Teresa Fowler. The wonderful June Allen. And the gorgeous Hayley Cutler.
Aloha.
Lovely. And unfortunately, we do not have the awesome Gail Edwards here today. She's not doing too well, but she's here in spirit and we are holding space for her. So we are talking about International Women's Day today. And we're going to ask about what does International Women's Day mean for you? We're going to talk about celebrating wins and all things women and goddess and whatever we want to talk about. So to start off, International Women's Day. I don't even know the origins of International Women's Day, but all I do know is that I think it's a day that is important. It's a day that we should recognize us as women on this planet, how important we are on this planet. And without us on this planet, the planet wouldn't survive. You know, women are awesome, women are powerful, women are gorgeous. We are half the population, maybe even more than half. And we need to be recognized for the beauty, the love, the everything that we bring into the world. That's what International Women's Day means. It's about supporting each other, holding each other up, and you know, doing this Goddesses of the Round Table is what it's all about. You know, that's one of the reasons why I brought this platform together, to celebrate women. So for me, that's what International Women's Day means, and I would like to know what it means for you, ladies.
Do you know what? I just have to jump in and add to what you just said. Okay, it's not just International Women's Day for me. It's not just about, you know, women celebrating women and all of that. But I would like to just put a pin in the day to say that if there's any Black women out there that are feeling a way about being a woman, just remember that we gave birth to civilization. Okay? Okay? So we gave birth to civilization. So that's first and foremost for me a reminder that I made a meme a couple of weeks ago about this thing called the Eve gene. Has anyone else heard of the Eve gene?
I have.
And it's about the idea that, well, it's not an idea, it's a fact, the scientific fact that Black women have the ability to give birth to all shades, colors, whatever, and only Black women have that gene. So I just want to celebrate the mastery of the Black woman. Just wanted to add that.
Lovely. Lovely.
I really like that, June. I feel that we are not only the creators of the human race, but we're the trailblazers in quote unquote feminism, in the sense that I think we can celebrate our feminine energy, particularly through the stories of Kemetic yoga and the story of Ma'at and Aset, bringing, you know, truth, order, justice, balance, reciprocity, and 37 other precepts that can create the world and ensure the world is ordered and fair. And I also think of the trailblazers like Queen Nani, Queen Nzinga, Empress Menen, all of them who fought for kind of education, equality, all who went into battle against the colonial enemies. And I think, you know, before we start talking about equality in a very shallow sense, like, you know, being offended when somebody opens the door for us, which is not my idea of feminism or womanhood. I think let's bring it back to the real womanhood of people who fight for fairness and justice in life. So for me, International Women's Day is a celebration of a fight for justice and fairness, and celebration of us as feminine women.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that. Fighting for justice. Yes.
Yeah. Amen to
Absolutely.
that. Amen.
Absolutely. You know, I watched a movie
Yes.
called Miss Virginia. And it was about this woman who fought for education to be improved in America. And she was just this ordinary woman, and she fought the politicians in her area, and the courage in which she did it, it was fantastic, and it was a true story. So I would recommend it, recommend watching it. Miss Virginia, fighting for justice. Yeah.
I think, you know, International Women's Day for me has never really been something that I would celebrate. But this year in particular, I feel really compelled to really mark that day and to really understand the injustices that women have been through and how far we've actually come now. And I really love the theme of this year, choose to challenge. Because I think lots of women have started to set up their own business. Lots of women are out there, you know, challenging the status quo within their workplace. Lots of women for the first time are homeschooling and realizing that, number one, it's difficult, but number two, they're managing it. They're getting through. They're finding creative ways of educating their children. And they're coming to a place of understanding that the education system isn't necessarily the best way for your children to grow and develop. And I think as women, we're stepping into our power. We're actually acknowledging ourselves a lot more this year than any other year. We're having to, because we've had to sit in ourselves, in our darkest moments, and really take off those layers. So this year, International Women's Day to me is so important because I do choose to challenge. And this year is probably the first year that I'm really recognizing that as a woman, I've always had this warrior spirit, and my ancestors that fought hard for me to be here. I hope they're looking down and saying, yeah, I'm proud of you, you know, because I do choose to challenge, and I will continue to do that. And sitting here with all you goddesses, especially Teresa, who looks glowing today, it just makes me so proud. It makes me so proud to sit on this platform as a Black woman celebrating International Women's Day, because we couldn't do it. We're doing it great justice just being here sharing tonight, and that's what it means to me.
Thank you, Jackie. Amazing. Absolutely. Choose to challenge. This is the year for challenging. Trust me. Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna pipe in, like Jackie. I never celebrated it because I thought it was a very superficial thing. It was just kind of like the men saying, oh yeah, here's a little day for you, go and celebrate, ladies. That's what it always felt like to me from the patriarchy. And I'm like, well, yeah. And then we all get together one day and like, oh, let's have, you know, a cake day and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's just so superficial. Like, no, not my thing. But as everybody's saying right now, we're the ones that have to stand up and support each other to create the new paradigm. So it's I suppose we can take stock and recognize the day, but you know, we've got some work to do, ladies. We've got a lot of work to do, because the old patriarchy brought us to where we are now, which ain't working for anybody. So let's create that space. Let's hold each other up in creating that space. Yeah, so I suppose this year marks a new point for women internationally. Definitely.
Absolutely. Yes. We have got lots of work to do. We really have. Thanks, Teresa. Hayley.
Yeah, I second all of everything that everyone said. You know, it's funny, I was talking to a girlfriend about half an hour ago before I got onto this call in San Francisco, and she's going through some stuff, and she's just kind of I don't want to say droning because that's not the right word to kind of use, but I just had to stop her and I just had to say, honey, you need to stop churning this narrative. You need to stop being a martyr. And I really, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I just had to put her in her place and just tell her to wake up. And it's so funny because we're talking about strength and really kind of coming into our power. And there was just an overwhelming kind of urge for me to just tell her to just stop your nonsense, woman, and wake the hell up. You know, stop being a victim. You've got everything to be grateful for. So the reason why I'm sharing that was because, you know, it is International Women's Day, and it's really about harnessing our power. And I agree with what you're saying, Teresa. We have got a lot of work to do, because until we change our consciousness, nothing changes. And what's happening now is women are beginning to change their consciousness. And in Kundalini Yoga, we celebrate International Women's Day. So I'm kind of quite familiar with it, because we gather and we practice meditations, you know, different yoga kriyas to empower ourselves to be able to kind of let go of the BS and just kind of unravel all the crap that we've been carrying around, you know. And until we do that, we can't, we stay in martyrdom, we stay in the stories, we say, you know. And I was just like, enough already. And she suddenly snapped out of it, my friend, and she was like, oh my God, thank you so much, honey. She was like, I really needed to hear that. And I said, yeah. I said to her, you know what? I'm not going to be that friend that just sits here and appeases you and keeps going, yeah, oh, I'm sorry. No, I am not going to look back on these years and think, God, all I did was just agree with you. No, I am here to wake you up. So wake up, woman. And it really, yeah, she was a bit lost for words, but she was really thankful as well. So I think that's just a message to everybody who's watching. Time to wake up, and it's time to really step out of the stories, ladies, because if we keep spinning the same narrative, how can we expect anything different to be happening? We are responsible, like you said, for birthing a new consciousness. It's not up to men. It's not up to men. It's up to the women. Men change through the woman. A man finds himself through the female. It's not the other way around, but we've been indoctrinated into a system where women are looking to the men for all the answers. Well, no, it's not that. It's the wrong way around.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, it's just about continue just to keep up, really. You know, Yogi Bhajan has a saying. He always says, keep up and you will be kept up. Meaning if you keep doing your work, you will be kept up, you know, and your sisters are here to keep you up, to hold you. So that's the space that I'm coming from. And I think we have a lot of work to kind of break the cycle of duality, doubt, insecurity, and live as a woman of character. So Yogi Bhajan did a lot of work around, he did a lot of work for women, and he'd have these women's camps. And it was all about cultivating this, you know, like live as a woman of character with compassion, nobility, radiance. So I think this is really important. So I'm off my soapbox now.
No, it's fine, Hayley. Honestly, it was beautiful to watch and listen to you. You know, you raised some really good points about not appeasing each other in the victimhood or in the dramas and in the old stories, because, and as what Jackie said, where we've had time to sit, we've had time to be, you know, 2020 and 2021, even though they've been challenging, they've also been a gift, actually, for us to just be still, get into our divine feminine essence, really go within and just get rid of what no longer serves us, do more of the healing work, and just be, so that we can really tune into Divine Mother and know what it is that we need to do as a woman on this planet. Why are you still here on this planet? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? And how are we going to help each other? There's so much things that we need to be doing. The planet is moving through a new paradigm. This is not a joke. And I don't know how many people are not aware of this, but we are living in some serious times, and we are here right now to make change. We are the change makers.
Yeah.
And we chose to be here at this time.
Absolutely.
Our souls wanted to be here in this now to do this.
Yes, I still try to wonder why I chose, but anyhow, I'm slowly coming to terms with it. But absolutely, everybody that's still here, you chose to be here. Yeah. What is your purpose? What are you doing as a woman? What are you doing? What changes are you making? What are you doing to contribute to the evolution of humanity? Because it's happening and it's going to continue to happen. And we have to really step into our power, as Hayley said, step into our power. We are powerful.
Hayley said something about, well, actually, the thing that you touched on, Hayley, that I really liked is wake up woman, and the kind of friend that you were or that you are to your sister. And I think friendship is so important here, because there are a certain group of women that will kind of keep you in that martyr role, and that will stunt your growth. And I think, you know, part of International Women's Day is actually, well, not just the day itself, but, you know, beyond that, on a daily basis, really being much more discerning about friendships and the type of women that you're moving with, the type of energy that is being shared between you, wisdom, insights, encouragement, support, a listening ear, and the type of woman that's going to, yes, be with you through thick and thin, but also who will inspire you to grow. So to me, that's really a really important part of our evolution. And also, I think with the men that we're moving in. I mean, we're talking about, I always get this wrong, duality, non-duality, but I'm going to just kind of sum it up as oneness. That, you know, it's about being with men that really respect us, respect our feminine energy, that are connected to their own. And so there's no division. It doesn't have to be, oh, you have a Women's Day. Oh, that means that, you know, your life is so much better than ours. It's a sense of connection, and with the shared vision, really, of a better society.
Yes, absolutely, Judy. 100%. It's not just about us. Yes, we need to celebrate us, but it's really about the collective. It's about the divine feminine and divine masculine coming together in harmony. Because when we look at the way of the world with patriarchy, it has segregated men from women. It's done so much damage. It's very clear that patriarchy is not the way forward. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for humanity. So we do need to come together, and as women rise up, woman, rise up. As we rise up, we will create something so special. The world will be more nurturing, more harmonizing, more loving, more compassionate, and it will be just a wonderful place for everybody to be, man, woman, and child.
Exactly.
It really does have to come from the inside out as well, though, doesn't it? Because I think, just picking up what we were saying before about the whole conversation about friendship and martyrdom, and I think that, you know, this is so important, because obviously, you know, we can get into situations where we enable each other, and that's not helpful. But there's also something to be said for understanding when compassion is important.
Oh, she's
beaten down by others, and and we'll start saying things like, oh, stop being so emotional, and I've heard Black women say that to each other. So I think it's important to be mindful of the importance of not enabling, but at the same time, being discerning about being compassionate. Because I know for me, that was something that I didn't experience a lot of. And so when I experience compassion particularly from another Black woman, there is something really quite special about that. But at the same time, I have friends now that will kick my ass when my ass needs kicking. But at the same time, they will, I can get a hug, as well if I need it. And I think it's having that balance that I think is really important, so that ultimately you're empowered to do your own work. I know that there are, myself included, I have to watch that I don't spend too much of my time kind of caping for other people's situations, and remembering that I have to fill my own cup first. I have to put the cape on for myself first, and I think that is really important. And people can hide in that as well. They can hide in, oh, I'm doing this thing for somebody else, I'm doing this thing for the community, I'm doing this thing, but they're still not doing their own work. And it just doesn't work like that. You've really got to do your own work first, and then it naturally just bleeds out into the community anyway. It will go out into the community, but you have to do your own work first. So you can't hide in doing the work for other people if you're not doing your own. It just won't work. No, it just doesn't work like that.
Absolutely. It's that sorceress thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. But people can get, because it's been drilled into our heads, especially, no matter what church you were brought into, that, it's better to please others. You have to please others before yourself. It's better to give than receive, blah, 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 blah. So we've had that drill. It's ingrained in our DNA and ingrained in our DNA from our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors as well. So it's really quite difficult. That's something really difficult to break through and become your own sorceress first. It's the only way. You have to make sure your cup runneth over first, and then it's really easy to give when you're able to. You just do. It's just overflowed, so you end up giving even when you don't realize you're giving. But you have to have that cup overflowing, or else you're going to burn out.
Even as a parent.
Absolutely.
No, June, go ahead.
I just wanted to wrap up what Teresa was saying about even as a parent. I've heard parents say, "Oh, my children come first. I always put my children first." But I don't agree with that.
No, I don't either.
Because if you're burnt out and mash up, how can you really
your child
feed your children emotionally if you're mashed up? Again, I think that's a way of avoiding parents doing their own work.
Exactly. It's the oxygen analogy again. Honey, put your oxygen mask on first.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the thing is, I find in our community, we have a lot of this like negative self-talk. And, it's one of the key things that as Black people, we need to learn to use more positive self-talk when we're talking about ourselves, and really sit in that compassion. We always say a lot about do the work, but actually realize it has to be about you first. How do you feel this morning? Have a bit of honesty about it. Actually, I'm feeling a bit drained today. What's the reason why I feel drained? Well, I had to do this for June, and then Yvonne called me, and then I did that, and I didn't make time for me in that day. And it wasn't because I was too busy, it's because I'm a donkey of burden. But the truth is, I could have taken 5 minutes out and said, that 5 minutes is only available for me. And even if that's only to give yourself a little hug and say, you're all right, have a bit of water, you're good, keep going. But keep going on your terms, because when it's on your terms, you've set up a nice, healthy boundary. When Yvonne rings me and is moaning down the phone, I'm like, Eve, I'm using that as an example, but Eve, I hear you, but right now I'm not able to hold that space. You know, please call me back later, but right now, you know, I'm not able to take this on. Or do you know what? Don't even answer the phone. Look at it, see the name and go, actually, I haven't done my meditation yet. So let me do that first. And when that call comes in, depending on what you hear at the other end, you might have to go, I've only got 5 minutes. So whatever you want to fit it in those 5 minutes, and we'll catch up a bit later. Because we have to really ground ourselves so that we're constantly grounded and we have a layer of protection, because others cannot offer us that protection and we can only get it from ourselves. And once we do that, then it is like a ripple.
Absolutely.
People understand the boundaries, and whether you're a parent, whether you're just a partner, you're gonna ripple out that this is how I like to be treated, this is how people treat me, and it's okay for people to treat me this way. And internally, this is what I love anyway. So yeah, let's do the self-care stuff, because it's gonna benefit everyone.
Absolutely. Do you know, I remember the days when I used to think I had to answer the phone when it rang, or respond to a text straight away. And now I don't do that anymore. And sometimes I look at the phone ringing and I'm like, I just put the phone down and I just carry on with what I need to do for myself. And I'm proud of it. Do you know, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
When you've grown up being a people pleaser, and you've been able to stop doing that and behaving in that way, it is so liberating. I am proud of myself that I can put myself first and look after my own well-being so that I can be there for my family, my friends, my clients. And it's, you know, and another thing I feel it's really important for us as a maturer woman, not Hayley so much, but or even Jackie. But anyway, as women who are 40 plus, 40 plus, we need to set the example for the younger ladies coming behind us, for our daughters, for our nieces. Set the example of what a woman really is about. She's not about being a donkey. She's not about being a doormat. She's not about being just a housewife, unless actually she likes being that. And that's her choice, okay? But even if she is, it's not just a stay-at-home mum. I remember a client of mine said to me, she's a stay-at-home mum, and she said it proud. And I was like, yes, because she didn't say just. She said, I'm a stay-at-home mum. And I just thought that is amazing, because it is a big job. It is a big job to be doing that still. So yes, setting the example and just looking at the way we do use our language about ourselves and about what we do, and be very mindful of that and really empower ourselves with our thoughts. Very important.
I would also just going back to what you were saying, Yvonne, about empowering yourself with your thoughts, because there might be some women out there that are thinking, well, how do I do that? What does that look like?
Affirmations
is about, first of all, being honest about what those thoughts are. Get your journal and just make time for stillness so that you can hear what's actually going on in your head. Because a lot of us, this stuff is going on in your head, but you're not even conscious that it's there. It's just negative thinking or stuff ruminating around in your head. Get a journal and just pause and go, actually, what's the script that is actually going around in my head? And then you can ask yourself, okay, is that script mine? Where's that script come from? Is it my mum's old script? Is it an old teacher's old script? Is it an old boyfriend's script telling me that I'm this, that, and the other? You know, and start to unpack. Is it your thoughts, or have you internalized thoughts from other people? That's one of the most empowering things that you can do as a woman, because, and especially as a Black woman, because we're internalizing stuff and shit that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
if you can start to really get clear on what belongs to you and what belongs to other people, you're winning half the battle already.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that.
Empowering, very, very powerful exercise. Just journaling what's coming in, what's in your head. Come out of you. So many people live in their head. That's not the place to be living. That's not true living. Come out of your head, get into your body, journal to get the stuff out, just to see what is really going on, and then you will know what you can do about it.
Exactly.
Can I add to that as well? I've discovered this whole school and theory of thought called human design, which has been going on for like the last, I don't know, maybe 15 years.
A bit more.
And if you've got 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds available in your busy, hectic schedule, go on to a website called Jovian and put in your name, your date of birth and your time of birth, and look at the diagram that comes out. That diagram is representative of the sort of blueprint that you came into this world with. It's not really, it's regardless of your belief system. It's just an indication of what type of character you might be, what type of, what is your purpose here in this world? And it gives you a starting point for you to start to reconnect with yourself and just see whether it resonates. Because I came across it and I was blown away. You know, there were so many factors in it that came out that, you know, I'd often described myself as eccentric. I'd often thought my thoughts were like, well, no one else thinks like me. But one of the things that human design came up with was that I'm only 20% of the population. There's only 20% of the population that would even have a similar sort of like blueprint to me. So yeah, my mum would have struggled. Everyone would have struggled around me because there's only 20% that would actually get me. But you see, when you get yourself, you embrace those eccentricities, you embrace the way that your mind thinks, you get an understanding of, if I'm bitter or if I'm frustrated, how you can use those sort of emotions to really catapult yourself into using it productively rather than it being a negative in your life. So once again, journaling, but human design. If you struggle even to just journal, have a look at your human design and see whether it resonates for you and whether it, you know, allows you to start to reconnect with why you're really here and, you know, what dynamic abilities you really have.
Yes, I would recommend it, definitely.
Yeah, I found human design extremely powerful. The actual website is mybodygraph.com. That's the the Jovian website to put in all your details. I've found it extremely helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Hayley, I think you've been trying to jump in a couple of times.
No, it's okay. It's like, no, it just kind of seconding everything that everyone's saying already. I mean, I love human design. It really is. It's a game changer. It really is. Me and Jackie had a call and it makes so much sense. It really does. And it's just understanding your blueprint and your nature and how to work with what you've been given.
Absolutely. That's the key. How to work with it, not just have it there and think, oh yeah, I'm a generator or I'm a projector or I'm a reflector or I'm a manifest. No, when you find out what it is, how can you work with it? How can you have it to, you know, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? Work with it, don't just have it there for no reason.
It's like having that blueprint, basically, of, you know, like when people like, you know, when you were a kid and you'd say, oh, but why this and why that? And your mum would go, well, that's life and it doesn't come with an instruction manual. Well, your human design blueprint is kind of like
Yes.
a manual. So it really does help you to push you forward and to get out of your head about stuff that you don't need to be thinking about.
Yeah, living by your own design, because it's about coming back to the whole Women's Day. I mean, it's about embracing your uniqueness, isn't it? It's about like, yes, there's only one person who is me, who is like me, and I need to just be proud of that. I need to be really proud.
Your freak flag high.
Absolutely. Yes. And you know,
Sorry.
go on.
No, I was just saying, because, you know, we're so, I'm liking the word indoctrinated today, but we're just so brainwashed, aren't we? Like cookie cutters, like, meh, I've got to be like everybody else, who I am. And it's like, come on, no, stand in your individuality. Proud, especially being a Black woman, any woman of color, like this is something to be very proud of.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking the other day about how unique. Sorry,
no. So it's okay.
Just quickly, and I'll let you come in. I was just thinking about how unique. Every single human being on this planet is unique. That's incredible. That's phenomenal. When you think about how many humans inhabit the earth, we are all unique.
Even twins and triplets. And
absolutely. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Judy, what did you want to say?
Yeah, I think it's good to be aware of the brainwashing. It's not about being a victim to it. It's not about kind of thinking about how unfair it is, but it is recognizing it. It's recognizing the brainwashing that is around about skin color and what is deemed to be attractive for a woman. It's good to be aware of the brainwashing around your hair texture, you know, and what is deemed to be.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I feel left out. No, just kidding.
We've got a couple of wigs, Yvonne.
I might do.
They're in other places, honey.
Yvonne, you are a trailblazer and a role model, because you know this whole thing about. I remember saying to my mum when I was about 5, oh mummy, I want yellow hair. I want long yellow hair. You know, because to me that's what women had. You know, long yellow hair. So I think it's just good to be aware of that, its presence, and to be very clear about where it comes from. You know, the people out there that want us to spend loads of money on hair straighteners and weaves and wigs and this, that and the other. And if that's your choice, that's your choice. But the fact of the matter is, you know, like true beauty really does come from being unique. It doesn't come from some, you know, kind of like somebody far removed from a different culture who's telling you this is what beautiful is now in Paris, or this is what, you know, kind of like chic is in Milan. It actually comes from your uniqueness. And yes, it comes from, you know, the fact that we are the most beautiful women in the world, hair or no hair, but it comes from our uniqueness.
Yeah.
But it's good to be aware of that brainwashing so that you can stop yourself. If you look in the mirror and feel, oh, I don't look like so-and-so. You don't have to.
Absolutely. We don't have to.
I've got a quick little story about that. The other day I was walking down the street. I had my afro out and I had a giant pink flower in my hair, and I was rocking my favorite. It is my favorite dress, but it literally is just this zebra print kind of like flowy thing. And I'm like la 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 la, going for a walk, and I see this car coming towards me, right? And I'm like, and then as it turns out, this woman sticks her head out and goes, "Can I take your picture?" And I was like, and she was like, I'm a fashion designer, and I saw you from walking down the road.
Wow.
You're
Oh,
absolutely
wow.
gorgeous. Can I take your picture? And I was like, yeah, okay. And she wanted to exchange numbers. I said, oh, you're on Instagram. We changed Instagram. And she was just like, I want to meet you again. I'm going to make that dress and I'm going to name it after you.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
that was just me.
God.
I'm a freak flag high, just being me. So
Yeah.
exactly that.
We,
Exactly. Once I
that's
stopped
amazing.
following the rules of what I was supposed to look like, nah,
Exactly.
I
Do
just
you?
me.
Do you? It's
Exactly.
interesting. Haley and I had a similar experience, didn't we, last week Saturday?
Oh gosh, yeah. Sitting there minding our own business. So the sun's out, it's freezing. I'm just outside Tottenham Court Road. I'm sat on the side, and I'm in direct view of like the sun, and I'm just like, oh, vitamin D. And then out of nowhere, a group of Black photographers just appear, and they're like, excuse me, take a photograph. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, why not? So snapping away, and then Yvonne walks. She's like, oh my God, I can't take you anywhere. Snapping her as well. And we're like in the middle of the street, like doing a full-on photo shoot.
Oh yeah, I was posing. The pictures are on Instagram if anybody wants to have a look.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're fantastic, and it was fun.
Embracing.
And again, it's like being in the moment is so important,
Yeah.
and just enjoying every moment of the day and being free and just it was just so nice, wasn't it, Haley? It was just beautiful.
And they were
Yeah.
such beautiful people as well. They were so
Yes.
lovely. Really, really
Yes.
sweet guys. All guys, and then but one girl. Really, really
Mhm.
lovely.
Yeah, and being spontaneous. I think it's really nice when you can be spontaneous.
Mm.
And I saw people like looking at us like who do they think they are, kind of thing. And we just didn't give a crap. We were just
No.
like, yeah, like,
Hugs and all sorts. Yeah, freedom.
Because you're women standing in your power. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Women just being women.
Mhm.
No concern about body shape, no concern about color, just having fun.
Yes.
Just having that moment for yourselves.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. So I'm aware of the time, and I wanted for us to also talk about our wins, because I think it's important that we do recognize our wins and share them with each other and celebrate each other, because that is one of the essences of International Women's Day. So who would like to share a win? And it could be anything that you consider a win for you, personal or professional. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. One of my wins is finally shutting the door on old exes. Yeah. And like just energetically, like this idea of like, oh, I still need to stay friends, and no, close now, close. Because how can I expect to invite the new in if I'm still kind of got all these tendrils?
Absolutely.
So that's a win for me, because that's about me seeing my power and saying enough now.
Absolutely wonderful, and I'm so pleased to hear that, Haley. Yes, let's give Haley a clap. Fantastic, and that's big, actually. That is big. And as you say, you're going to create space for better to come in, because as we know, everything is energy. Everyone is energy, and if you're holding on, if they're cluttering up your space, how are you going to make space for something new, fresh, and wonderful to come into your life? So yeah, that's beautiful, and I wish you all the best in welcoming a new, wonderful soulmate. So be it. Who wants to go next?
I'll dive in now. So my win is I've really embraced my word of the year this year, which is spaciousness. And as a result, I've just been putting down things that are just causing me stress, like all of that. But as a result of that, I really feel like I've been able to nurture the relationship with my daughter. So that yesterday we were doing making vision boards. She's 13 now, and I'm just loving where it's going. Lockdown has been a real gift in that respect. So I'm really loving how my relationship with her is going. My work, it's been hard work training as a therapist, but because of lockdown again, you know, I have a mastermind of some incredible women, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I just absolutely love what I do, and I love working with the women that I'm working with. They're just such beautiful spirits, and they're so willing, and I just feel really honoured that they've trusted me with the process to help me work through some very difficult topics. So I feel really grateful for that. And in terms of my own personal stuff, I created space to start dating, and I'm actually talking to somebody at the moment that I really like. So yeah, so I've got quite a few wins around that. So I'm in a good place at the moment. I'm tired, but I'm in a really good place, and I feel really optimistic about life at the minute. So I feel really good. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. It's so lovely to see, because I know that it's been quite challenging for you over the last year, and you know, with busyness and not having enough time and space for yourself. And the spaciousness, I love that word, and I think for you it's like spot on. And I'm just putting it out there and wishing you all the space and love that you need, and good luck with the dating. Nice.
Thank you.
We love it.
We need a round of applause for June as well.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go next. I think my win is not being so much of a people pleaser, both in my personal and professional life, where I think I would agree to do things too quickly and then end up feeling very depleted and you know, very shortchanged, and kind of wondering why people weren't noticing that I needed support when I was saying yes to everything and giving lots of confusing messages. And I think one of the wonderful things about, you know, pleasing myself and saying no is just how much more energy I have, and how much my mood has improved, and my level of confidence. And also I think the friendship circle that I have are definitely more genuine people, and more consistent. So I think it's really kind of helped to kind of move me forward, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I think somebody said earlier about, you know, when you invest in yourself, you have more to give out there. And I think that's the case. But I think the giving very much goes to people who genuinely need it and will receive it well. So that's mine.
I love that, Judy. Being able to say no.
Yeah.
That's powerful,
Yes.
you know. That is so powerful. That tiny little word is probably the most powerful word in the dictionary. So I wish you all the best in saying no to people and saying yes to you.
Yes, round of applause for Judy.
Well done, well done. And it will make a big difference in your life, absolutely. Bless.
Shall I go next?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my wins. At the beginning of the year, I decided that I was going to be a bit more open and share a lot more about myself, and allow a better network of people to come around me. And I've seen that materializing in everything that I do. This year, I've met some amazing people with a lot sort of a higher vibration. And so it's made me, it's made me feel more at ease, I guess, and feel a lot more valued in the world. So that's personally. And professionally, I've stepped up to take more responsibility and have become a company director for a community, see, my mind's gone blank, a community interest company. And I'm so excited about having this role and just seeing it develop into an amazing movement that everyone will be talking about. So yes, personally, I've allowed people in, which possibly I wouldn't have done 5 or 6 years ago. And professionally, I'm going to grow my network and have an amazing ex-offender project out there. So yeah, that's me.
That's amazing.
Jackie, I just want to say, well done for opening up some more. And the more we open up our heart space, the more we will receive in abundance. And it makes such a difference. So I wish you all the best on your quest of continuing to opening up. And and congratulations on your directorship. That's fantastic news. Fantastic. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Teresa.
Okay, so my win's completely personal this week. I, coming from spending a lot of time getting my body into a shape, it was then that I realized that the mind and spirit weren't exactly in alignment. And so then I went into getting the mind and spirit in alignment, and they're pretty cool, but then my body kind of went, eh. And when I came out here, it was just like, okay, that's the main focus. And this week I did 2 boot camps and an ecstatic dance class, and I'm feeling like, and that's why I'm glowing, because I'm actually starting to feel myself. So yeah, that's my win this week.
Oh, lovely. And you know, it shows you did come on here glowing, and it absolutely, you look fantastic, and well done for getting in alignment. Well done. That's amazing. Oh, bless.
Can I just butt in a little bit? Teresa, can you share where you actually are? Because we're all really jealous, but can you share?
Don't be jealous. I'm in Mexico.
Hey!
International goddesses of the round table. International.
Yes.
International, absolutely.
I love it.
I'm going to come visit. I have to update my passport.
You get tubs of guacamole like this for like 50p. It's insane.
Wow.
We're on the way. We're on our way.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So I suppose you're all waiting for my wins. Okay. So 2 wins. 1 personal. The personal one, I feel that I have conquered the law of non-attachment. Oh my goodness. It's not been an easy road, but I have done some hardcore deep healing whereby it's been allowed to be revealed, it's come up eventually, and it feels like it's been the thing that has kept me so, I don't know, in this space of needing and wanting my twin flame. And once that was revealed and healed, and I'm still doing the work around it, that needing and wanting of my twin flame has just gone. And it's like, wow. And I love him unconditionally, I do. But that's it. And it's up to divine source if it's meant to be, but I'm not worried about no outcome. I'm open to someone else, to a soulmate, whatever. I'm just open. So yeah. So that's my personal win, and I feel really, really proud of myself, because I've been in the past. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just proud of myself. So, and my thank you, and you can leave it till the end. Sorry, I'm really standing in my my human design character right now.
Yes.
And my numerology. I was listening to numerology today, and my number is 3, and you're the life and soul of the party, and you're the this and the that, and I really feel I am in it today. So my professional win is that I've also taken on a directorship of the same CIC. I'm CEO of a new initiative, a community interest company called Empathy Souls, and this is something that's dear to my heart, and it's a project that's going to help the forgotten community of ex-offenders and giving them a second chance in life. And we're going to create a movement, and we are looking for investors, we're looking for trailblazers, change makers to come on board, to invest, and you know, to be a part of it. Ladies, you can all be consultants if you're not already a part of it. Hayley is a part of it, Jackie's a part of it. You ladies, June, Judy and Teresa, you can be, I would love you to be consultants because I trust you dearly. Gail is also a part of it. She's our brand specialist. And I am, you know, this has been something that I've wanted to do for about 3 years. And I do feel it's also what Spirit has been guiding me to do. And because they're guiding me to do it, I know and I feel it will be very successful, and it's going to change the lives of many. And yeah, I'm just a bit bowled over by it, actually. I was in tears yesterday when we had a brand strategy meeting, when Gail, with her fantastic skills, just nailed a couple of things, and my solar plexus, my emotional solar plexus just took over. It took over. It was, Jackie will tell you what it was like. So that's a win for me, and I'm celebrating.
Have we got Hayley left?
No, I said mine.
Oh, sorry.
Mine was,
Yes.
yeah, that letting go of the past.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, feeling a little emotional, but it's all good. It's all good. Emotional is good. It's fine. So, wonderful women who are listening to us today, I hope you've enjoyed our show. I hope you've got some tips, some advice, some support, and to, you know, just be you and do you and put yourself first and celebrate yourself and raise yourself up as a divine woman on planet Earth in 2021. And if you loved what you saw today, please do share this video, and we will be putting this on YouTube as well. And we like to say goodbye. Thank you so much. Thank you. In 3 weeks.
Bye.
Every 3 weeks now, everybody. Every 3 weeks.